And hello and welcome to Tracc GT3 Season 2024-1. This is race 3 at Mount Panorama. Beautiful day in Australia. My name is Julian Strasser and I'm here with Jordan Brunch. How you doing, Jordan? Just a second, Jordan. I'm very sorry, but it seems there has been an issue real quick. Now people should be able to hear you.
Oh. That's, all I basically said is we're at Bathurst with 40 plus cars. All I'm going to say is I apologize in advance for the race stewards. They are going to have a fun time.
Fun, yeah. Speaking as stewards, no. Anyways, it is a sunny day in Australia, and that is perfect preparation for the race today. So let's quickly brush over the standings before we go ahead with the qualifying. So, in the AM class, it seems like we're British dominated. Gary Slater winning both of the recent races. Of course, your country person as a fellow Scottish person.
Fellow Scotsman, yeah, you'll love to see it.
Love to see it.
Just a shame, which wish it was just me doing well, but proud of him. Love to see having a Scotsman up top.
It's great.
Any class.
It's great.
Yeah,
and in P2 in the M class, we have Ava Yuki, also from the UK. And in P3, we have Adrian Dubrovka, one of the mainstays of the tracc.eu league at this point. Doing well since we established the model with the different classes.
The king of the V12 Vantage.
Yeah, racing with the Nissan this season. In silver class, we have Moritz Hiccup leading in front of Nabil Nazran and Isaac Umbras. Very international. 3 different continents represented on the current podium.
We have an Asian, an American, and a European.
That is
very interesting.
And Nabil, by the way, my teammate. As a commentator, I should not be biased towards anyone, but Nabil is my teammate, so go Nabil today.
As a previous driver for the official tracc.eu race team, I also am in support of Nabil Nashran. Hopefully the tracc.eu ex-Group Runners team has a very good showing today.
Exactly, and we're here in Pro Class now, where Steve Stevenson is currently still leading. I think they retired from the season, however, meaning Aino Rose, who's currently in P2, this is all theirs to grab, with Gabriele Cripezzi following in third.
Well, it is good to see the previous champion is still in contention. It's just a shame that Steve Stevenson is no longer with us in the league. And we have Gabriel Caprizzi.
Yeah, Gabriele Cripezzi.
Far behind.
Exactly.
So,
new starter since this season, not quite on pace with Aino Rose, however very consistent in the recent races. And special shout-outs I want to give to Michael Dieringer, who's currently in P4, racing the Reiter.
I will say, as I am a fan of the tracc.eu ex-Group Runners team, my favorite driver in the league probably has to be Michael Dieringer. Racing the Reiter and showing its proper pace. P4 in a pro class. What Chad.
What a Chad. And quickly, let's go over the team standings as well, where we have Yanderer Racing with Gary Slater and Amethysta currently in the leads. In front of Hikari Racing Team with Moritz Hiccup and Timo Furugistala. They're just 2 points apart, so every race at this point counts. And Yukai Racing is in P3 with Ada Yuki and Polukai. Polukai, of course, currently in Japan, so unable to race this weekend.
He's not too far away from Australia, if you think about it.
Well, yeah, comparatively to Europe, fair, or the US, for that regard. In any case, we are now in the qualifying, and the session has ended. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, there we go.
Oh, we're on board with one of the Queen's Designs Ferraris.
That is, in fact, Anor Rose. Who? Bye-bye. There's something missing here. Here we go, now we have the times.
The previous season's champion with the number 1 car, showing how fast she really is. I think, if I'm... mistake me if I'm wrong, but I think she is the winner of Queen's Design. Or the founder. I'm pretty sure.
One of the co-founders, definitely. There's a bunch of people, and immediately setting a 2014. That is the banker lap coming in from Anor Rose, which is going to be a very strong showing towards everyone else.
That's really, really strong pace. And Rubio Corsa, and a fellow Queen's Design driver, is only 2 tenths behind in the Queen's Design X Phantom Formula car. A team that I drove for a one-off last season. It's Spa. But they've switched to BMW this season, which is very interesting. I know Rubio Corsa has a history with BMW. If you remember, a few seasons ago, all the way back last year, she used to drive a Queen's Design BMW as her main car. They won her previous championships.
That is very true. However, Robin Katzelberger, my fellow Austrian, just set the provisional pole lap with a 2:01.290. The teammates of one of our stewards, of course. Where is he? Julian Metzner down here. Currently on the back straight, trying to set a lap, but currently still on an out lap.
Fellow Julian.
Fellow Julian, a fellow Austrian. There's so many people to follow for me today. Albert George is currently on the descent in the BMW.
I'll say Albert George, probably one of my favorite drivers. Me and him both made our tracc.eu debut at Hockenheim all the way back in race room, back in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
He does very well.
That was on
today.
The national layout, wasn't it?
It was indeed. I think he was driving a BMW then, the M6.
Back in those days. Those were the days when race room was still raced. Getting a bit unsettled here through the chase. Coming up onto the last corner before crossing the finish line. What will this lap be? P4 with a 2:01.8. That's a stronger showing than they had in practice. And Ruby Acosta, in the meanwhile, is currently on provisional pole with a 2:01.2. So the teammates are currently in P1 and 4.
It's a lovely, lovely showing by Queen's Design X Phantom Formula. Doing both cars in the top 5. That's going to be very good if we can keep this pace for the race.
Yes.
Qualifying is quite important run Bathurst, as it is quite a tricky track to overtake.
It is
apart
indeed.
From maybe the run up to the hill and the descent. Well, after the descent, my apologies. But
there's like three real opportunities to overtake anyone here. On the mountain, absolutely no chance. Everything is single file if you're smart about it. Scott Brewer here is pretty rapid for a silver driver. Also in the low 202s with a 202.3. Currently the leading silver driver.
For a silver driver class myself, but not in this week, that is very, very quick. That's probably perhaps even pro in V-Track or other racing series, which you should watch same time next week at the same place.
Exactly. And the advertisement away, we have Altzia, Riskula Altzia, I believe that would be how you pronounce that, is currently the leader in AM class, having had a really good lap earlier, beating out a few pro class drivers even.
Being the majority of the silver and a good few of the pros. This is I'm not going to try and pronounce her name, my apologies, because I know for a fact I had definitely mispronounced it, but the number 103 car is flying. P11.
Now, by the way, at this point, I should probably explain which classes we have. As we said earlier in the standings, there is the Pro class, there is the Silver class, and there's the M class. The Pro class drivers can be told with having their number on a white background on the left in the standings. The Silver drivers have a silver background, and the M drivers have a red background. So if we look further up the grid, we have sausage. that was a bit too Britishly pronounced because it is Jaksa Zosic. Of course, a Croatian driver, today racing for the first time, if I see correctly, and already trying to make their marks in the Pro class, being P6 in class currently in qualifying, and trying to better themselves, being half a second up on their time currently on the mountain.
I will say, I love the colors of this car. Gives me, how should I say, it gives me Aston Martin racing kind of vibes, with the British racing green with the lighter neon green accents.
You know, I was thinking sort of more in the direction of Bicolor's Vanwall racing.
That's also a good, very interesting pick. But it's...
Yeah, I mean, with the dark green and the bright green, that's like the Vanwall colors, right? In the WEC last season.
Yeah. I thought more Aston Martin racing is... It is an Aston Martin, after all.
That is true. It is an Aston Martin, and Sausage lost quite a bit of time here in the chase. Can they catch up a bit in the last corner? It doesn't look like they were able to improve on the lap. However, very consistent showing. Robin Katzelberger currently still in P1 with the best Sector 1. The best Sector 2 is actually with Ruby Acosta currently in P2. And weirdly enough, my software isn't showing me who the best Sector 3 has. But yeah, there's a few people who are currently on quick laps. Sorry, what did you want to say?
Perhaps there's a tie for
maybe.
And the timing boards cannot decide, or just don't want to tell us, which is very strange. But the Pro class is definitely putting on a show. 201s for at least the top 5 easily. That's very quick to begin with.
That is indeed very quick. Robin Katzelberger trying to improve their pace. Currently going down the mountain, however. Gaining a bit of time now through Forest Elbow. Having a good run onto the back straight. I think this is Stark. No, this is not Stark. Stark is on Donington. What are you thinking, Julian? Anyway,
we're coming down to the chase.
Coming up to the chase, that is correct. Robin Katzenberger currently 3/10 up on their time. What can they do? There's only 3 more corners left until... saving quite a bit of time. The exit being a bit worse than last time, however. Currently 3 and a bit tenths up on their time. This could be the first 2 flat we are seeing today. Coming around the last corner, saving quite a bit of time. This is going to be a monster of a lap. A 2 flat 790 for Robin Katzelberger.
That's very, very quick. That's pro pace easily. Easily pro pace. Class of the fields act right there on that lap. 2 minute 0.7. Very, very quick.
However, a challenger is soon coming. Aino Rose, seeing that someone else is really challenging her, is going rather quick. Currently 6/10 up on their time. This will challenge for pole position if they can get the last corner correctly. Currently still 6/10 up on their time. What will this be? Last corner. Losing a bit of time through here, I'm afraid. It is going to be P2, just 1/10 behind Robin Katzelberger.
2 cars into the 2 minute times. This is really, really... And there was already straight back out. Fill the tank up, put it back on track. You can tell she's hungry to get this pole position. only 1/10 behind Katzelberger, but I don't think Annette Rose is too pleased with that. I think she'll try and push it a little bit further. Maybe she'll get it, maybe she won't. But it Bathurst, the way you get time is by defying defying
the walls.
defy the walls. Yes. I don't know what I was going to try and say by saying defying, but you basically just have to have no fear to go quick here at Bathurst.
Exactly, we're going wheels to the walls racing right here, as you see how close Zeno went here through that left-hander up the hill. Especially here is a section where you have to get really close to those walls in order to shave off those hundreds of seconds in most cases. And on the downhill now, this is a crucial section where you can gain or lose lots of time just by hugging the wall, but by not crashing into it. Into Forest Selva with a wide entry and a wide exit on touching the wall on the exit there. That is always a danger on the exit of Forest Selva.
I've had my fair shares of just hitting that outside wall just because there's a bump on the braking, which unsettles your car if you get it quite, you miscalculate your braking.
There is a bump, but I think it's in the middle of the road. So if you go either to the left or to the right of it, preferably to the right, because that is the outside line, then you do not hit that bump.
And people say sim racing isn't a learning tool. But
sim racing is very much a science. One person trying to get into the science of it is Alcia, who is currently gaining quite a bit of time on the descent, currently 7/10 up on their time. They are already the leader of the M class right now, but this could put them, where could this put them? Ahead of Bintang and to P9.
Oh, I don't think so. After that big clatter into the wall.
Oh yes,
as you said, they're sciencing their way around the track, and I don't think that experiment right there was very successful.
Exactly, that lost them all of their 7/10 they had. Unfortunate. Currently on the top of the mountain is April Karlsvard. 4/10 up on their time. Looking to improve their pace a bit. They're unfortunately at the moment a bit behind their pro comrades. And sorry, that unfortunately that slide lost a bit of time, but I have to go up a bit right now because Scott Brewer is in P3, silver driver in overall P3 on the second row of the grid right now.
Oh, I would say Scott Brewer, perhaps a pro in silver clothing. Is this his first race? I don't recall him racing at Imola.
That is a good question.
If not, well, you never know. Depending on his performance today, he might be even moved up to pro class with that pace. Really quick in the McLaren. April Carswell just finishing her lap now. That's going to be no change. I think that slide wasn't enough.
Scott Brewer did get P3, it seems, in Imola, and 2 points in Laguna Seca, so a rather inconsistent driver.
Perhaps. There's Moritz Hiccup, in a Ferrari. It's I will say it's strange not seeing him in a 720S, a non-720S Evo.
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs a shake-up once in a while, I guess. Moritz Hiccup surely wants to shake up the pro class right now, going ahead of Sausage into P7. I'm very sorry, but I'm sorry. I just have to mention I'm always just thinking about that Gordon Ramsay Sausage meme when I see that name.
Very amusing. But anyways, as I was about to say, Moritz Hiccup, I think last week was a bit of an off week from... Oh, and sliding around the corner. Oh, wow. Keeping it off the wall, very nice. You'll get your style points for that, but I won't really save you much time. It might wear out your tires a little bit, but I think last week at Indianapolis for V-Track, it was a bit of a off week for them, but this week they're definitely showing they still have it. Just a minor bump in the road.
The Moritz is definitely more comfortable when there's dry racing. Obviously, Indianapolis was... Well, it was not flooded per se, but it was very wet. Now, there's 1 minute left in the qualifying, and Aino Rose is currently on the back straight and 3/10 up on their time. This could be in the mid two flats and is looking to be provisional pole.
I will say, Aino Rose definitely is pushing it. But will all this pushing be worth it or not? Good last corner.
Oh my god, this is so much time saved here in the two flats, but a 2:04.
And,
almost 4/10 up ahead of P2 now. Aino Rose really showing why she is the previous season's champion.
I will say I have some news. Our Giga Chad of the race, Mike the engineer, is in the number 6 Reiter, is up to P11 overall now. The Reiter. Oh, and Albert George just had an off.
Yes, that is true. The Reiter is in P11, and if no one upsets them, that will stay that way. It looks like nobody's really improving on the lap. Robin Katzelberger still has this lap to try and get a better time, just barely made it across the line. They're currently a few tenths up on their time, missing a bit here on the exit, and that was it. That was it. We've got pole position. Aino Rose is on pole, everyone.
Lovely performance by Aino Rose there, showing how much she deserves to be last season champion, and it's showing that she's still got the pace, she's got the hunger. But will this translate over to the race? That is a question that will be answered shortly. And I've just been looking over the sheets. I've just noticed that our P10 overall, Isaac Umbris, I think he's driving the 2015 Mercedes, the older Mercedes. So 2 of the older cars getting the top 15. I could be wrong though. Don't fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 2015 car he's driving.
I think I saw earlier that car is the newer version. I'm not sure, however.
If when we get a look at their car, we can see if it was.
Where is he? There he is. Okay, that's actually...
I think it is the Evo, if you can see by the front end.
Wait, we can look at it. Just a second. Just look at it. Is that the Evo? I don't know.
Let me fact check that at the moment.
What is that flag, by the way?
I don't know. I have no clue what that is.
Where's Isaac from again?
He's from, that might be, hold on.
That looks like a flag that was used in the Middle Ages for a merchant's guild.
No. I know what flag that is. That's, he's showing what state he's from. He's from the state of Maryland in the United States.
Maryland, I see. In any case, let's go through the grid in typical fashion. Let's see this. We have Aino Rose, who's currently on pole, followed by Robin Katzelberger, Scott Brewer, the first silver driver, on the second row of the grid. Then we have Ruby Acosta, Julian Metzner, Albert George, Moritz Hiccup. We have Sosik and Bintang, Umbras, Dieringer in the Reiter, Prahastia, Germani, Slater, Aldizia, Carlsward, Horvath, Nazran, KP, Eric Gregis, Adrian Dubrovka, Yuki, Arya, and for the last two, I really have to scroll real quick. Bokamp and Fowler making up the rear of the grid.
So someone in chat has just informed us that in fact the newer AMG, as the older one, has a smaller front end and a smaller rear wing.
The more
So,
you know.
Thank you, Budwolf, for clarifying what car it was. As you can tell, me and Julian are not the biggest Mercedes people.
That is a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. Yes.
This is a glorious looking grid. Look how many cars there is. Look at all the different colors, all the different liveries. Doesn't that bring a smile to your face, Julian? Just seeing all this.
As the head of the league, grid. Yes. As the head of the league, yes. As the head of the stewarding,
That's two different kinds of tears. Tears of joy and tears of fear. But we never know. We might even have the Queen's Race of tracc.eu history here. You never know.
You never know. However, history, well, my experience at least, racing in different leagues even on Bathurst, says T1 will probably be fine. T2 is where the problems will start to show.
Well, I think you remember whenever we've raced here previously in a previous championship. Yeah, turn 1 was more deadly than we suspected. We just hope everyone's equipment is working properly.
True. The equipment, the hardware, the software, the connections, the internet, everything, the walls, everything could be detrimental or helpful today for one or another driver. So, we've got Aino Rose and Paul. Looking very strong in qualifying. What do you think? Can she keep that pace ahead of Robin Katzelberger?
Well, I was watching race her a good few previous times, and well, I've raced on the same track as her. I definitely don't have the same pace, so not against her. But I don't know, with Katzelberger is got the first sub 201. I think it will be quite a tight fight. But Scott Brewer in the silver, well, for a silver class driver, he's definitely outperformed himself there. But you never know, maybe he might be in the mix as well. It might be a free car battle for overall weight.
Do you think Scott Brewer, one of our silver drivers, can challenge for the overall win here?
Well, you never know. For example, you could be a pro class driver, but you're an M class. You never know. Classes are a rough guide, but I don't know, with the pace that Scott Brewer's been showing, it's with as you said, his results have been inconsistent. However, you never know, he might be good every odd race and have not as good luck on the even races. But as we are on an odd race, maybe never know, maybe he might be challenging for an overall win or an overall podium.
That is a fair assessment. Let me give you my thoughts for today. P1 and Pro, I'm guessing will be Aino Rose. P1 and Silver, I'm guessing, and this is the setup, I'm guessing will be Moritz Hiccup. And P1 in AM, I think will be Gary Slater. Gary Slater will probably be able to continue their win streak in the M class.
Well, as a fellow Scot, I'd love to see another Scottish win.
Oh, and there's a BMW spinning in the back. Who was that?
And
that was Bokamp. Oh, better catch up to the grid there, buddy. We're almost lining up. It's coming up. Ooh, got a bit unsettled there. Anyways,
they were on the back row, so they don't have to pour as hard. But coming around the last corner.
Indeed. So let's see.
We are green flag racing. We are good to go.
Not quite. The start and finish line are different. Now we're it. Now we're going green, green, green. And we already see immediate action. Oh, there's almost some touching there between Robin Katzelberger and Einar Rose. Robin Katzelberger getting the better of it. Let's see the back of the grid. There's some off-track action. And there's a drive-through for Andrew Fowler in the back. So let's see what is going on as they're coming down the straight into the second corner. And they're side by side, Einar Rose and Robin Katzelberger for the lead. And they're still side by side after turn 3. This next corner is starting to be single file, guys. What are you doing?
This is amazing. Nice clean racing so far from the top 10, all keeping very close to each other. Side by side by 2 meters, and it was bound to happen.
But after turn 3 only, yeah, that is another dangerous spot. A few people got caught out there, Praustia, for example. However, back in front, the leaders are already starting to establish a gap in front of Scott Brewer. Einar Rose really leading Robin Katzelberger down the mountain now. And behind that, we have Einar Rose and a train of cars actually following Scott Brewer.
True, but I think Scott Brewer can nail next few corners. Perhaps he can build up a gap to Rubio Costa, but that'll be quite hard, as Rubio Costa is a very quick driver. But for a silver class driver, he is definitely showing proper pace.
It seems like Sausage was one of the drivers taken out in that kerfuffle in the beginning. Or maybe the one taking out the stewards. We'll have a look at that probably later. However, currently only in P20, the pro driver, in the middle of that AM field. And as you can see, already trying to make up the positions, going back up through an Aria right now into the chase.
I will say it's nice seeing that Adrian Dubravka is sticking with him in the GTR. That car recently has got a buff and is very quick, I can say from personal experience.
It is indeed, and it is currently following the Ferrari of Aria.
KP is off, my apologies for interrupting, but traveling through the Ration KP in the Team Solvo? I know it's the Ridge Racer livery in team, but I don't know how to pronounce it, but taking an interesting line through the grass.
And Sausage is definitely using that to their advantage, immediately going through. Now still quite a bunch of drivers of Silver and Am field before they can catch up to their compatriots in Pro. So let's go up a bit. We have Germani trailing April Karlsvart. So that is a Swede against an Italian.
That's an interesting combo, but well, it's BMW versus Ferrari. Oh, it'd be in Germany a bit off there, but still keep it clean.
Luckily, we don't. Sorry,
front end damage.
Is there front end damage on that BMW?
You can see that there is some scraping at least happened. Oh, bad line. Oh, understeer. Oh, keep it out the wall though. That's good.
There's a very late exit, however, and they are very far behind April now, not in the slipstream anymore. Further up ahead, we have Ruby Acosta directly in the slipstream of Scott Brewer. This is not a battle for position in class, but of course it is a battle for overall pride, because how could you finish as a pro driver behind a silver driver?
You could also say it's a battle for track position as well, just both getting a little bit unsettled on the outside curb, but as you were saying, a pro class driver is definitely not going to be too pleased to see a world class driver ahead of them. But,
and I know Ruby Acosta is definitely a fighter, the Mexican driver, definitely coming into their best here in the 35 certified great number degrees Celsius track temperature.
All I have to say is that okay, but anyways, I think she had a pretty good showing at the one-off we had recently at her home track, or the closest we can get to Mexico, in the Clash.
Yeah.
Oh, Sussex up the inside of Gary Slater. He's making up a good few positions.
I think this is Gary Slater just going out of the way, maybe trying to get a bit of the lines or the slipstream from Sausage, because he knows Sausage is quicker. Slater is a smart driver, and can probably discern that looking a bit through the lines or having to fight Sausage is not going to help them.
That is true. However, the leader is... Oh, and that's a BMW in the wall.
That is Florian Horvath, who has recently been upgraded from M Class to Pro Class after their recent successes at Laguna Seca.
And I think they're going to be going to the... Yep. They're towing it. Quite a smart call, you could say. Not trying to drive a damaged car through the rest of the bathurst is not particularly the smartest of ideas, but tricky section.
Indeed.
Very unfortunate. Andrew Fowler still has a driver, hasn't served it yet.
Yeah.
Perhaps a statement of sorts?
They need to come into the pits right now, because I think we're on the third lap now. Yeah, we're coming up to the third lap, and you have to serve the penalty within 3 laps. So let's see if Andrew Fowler goes in to serve their drive-through.
We'll see. Yep,
Indeed.
they're coming in now.
Not the safest entry, I have to say. Crossing a bit of the line there.
Oh,
but what can you do?
Up a curb, but oh well. That's them in the pits now, but Gary Slater is on the back of Aether Yuki. Sosik is got in by, and the more that I say their name, and the more that I hear you say Sosik's name, I'm also thinking the sausage name.
Lovely. Oh, Gary Slater really coming close here to Aether Yuki, getting the slipstream, but not anywhere to go with it.
It is Scotland versus England, an age-old battle, but Sion KP is the South Korean driver is trying to walk around the outsides. Perhaps Gary Slater went off a bit there. It's probably a bit of a smart idea.
I mean,
make Sion go and do a bit of the work for him, and enter the Broncos in the pits. Perhaps they have damage, or perhaps going for the undercut of the century, but. Very early pits, if that's true.
Let's see. Do we see anything? Not from this camera. Not really damaged. Maybe trying to go for an undercut, really.
Who knows? I think this is one of our only Lamborghinis in the field, minus the Reitner.
Yeah, that is true. This is the only factory Lamborghini effort here. And not even leader in the Lamborghini standings. However, Sausage right now is going past Eric Gregis. Simply executed. And it looks like he's got a bit of a damage on the left front fender.
Yeah, you can see that. It's a bit bashed in. However, well, you can even see it goes back to the left rear arches as well. It's perhaps a tap on the wall or another car.
Yeah, there was the incident earlier after turn 3, which presumably was the reason why Sausage was so far behind in the first place. However, really well on them being able to navigate all of the M traffic already. Getting a bit of that BMW slipstream that just exited the pits. You'll love to see it. Ruby Acosta, however, still following Scott Brewer very closely.
I would say, from what I've noticed, the BMW is more slidey than it used to be in the previous updates to ACC. However, Ruby Acosta is managing like a champion. Oh! Oh, commentator's curse has just appeared, and then that's Ruby Acosta smacking the wall, and other cars got to take preceding action. This is very, very unfortunate.
That is indeed very unfortunate that exactly at that moment a commentator decided to curse.
Perhaps this is karma of sorts of her, perhaps giving me a commentator's curse. Never know. The gods the racing gods can be very vicious when they please.
The racing gods can be vicious, but also vicious is that Mercedes on the straight, making easy work of that McLaren of Julian Metzler, which looks very damaged. So something must have happened to Julian Metzler.
The new CRF 720S EO is going into the pits. I wonder what's happened there, because we haven't saw any collisions with them, but something we caught off camera. Ruby Costa dropped all the way down to 19th, still getting towed for a car and get worked on, but
it's very unfortunate. Two of our front runners here now in the pits because of damage. Ruby Acosta losing that lap even, because if you tow, of course, you don't finish the lap. So that is one lap lost for Acosta at least. In the meantime, we've got...
Give Scott Brewer a bit of a breathing space, but yes.
It does. The front is now pretty spaced out for the most part. The first battle on grid is currently for P10, where Germani is following Karlsvard still.
Two of our Procrast drivers, which are definitely threading the needle. You can say that. But BMW versus Ferrari is... Hopefully the BMW of Germany doesn't have the same problems that Acosta just had there.
Yes, they are fighting for P5 in class, I have to mention, as April Karlsvard is currently having that position. Oh, a bit wide there from Germani, a bit slidey. I can see what you said earlier about the BMW having gotten more slidey.
Oh, going for an inside line. For instance, the lines between Karlsvard and Germani there. You can see Karlsvard went a bit outside, and Germani went the inside. Perhaps, like you said earlier, the bump on the inside of the middle of the track is can throw up interesting results.
I mean, I'll be absolutely fair here. In my practice I did for this race, I took also more of an inside line because it just felt safer on the braking, you know. For me, it just felt safer, and it was not really that much slower if you managed to get the exit just fine.
Better, you can go faster in a car you're more comfortable with than a car you're not as comfortable with, but perhaps, yeah, perhaps that was playing into effect, but you can see Eric Grigg is still the winner of the M class, and in the Ferrari, which is interesting to see because they're not in a Lamborghini anymore. They have switched from the Raging Bull to the Prancing Horse, or as some people online would say, the Haunts, but
The Haunts.
But their teammate April Yuki, one of the co-founders of Yukai Racing, is in P2 in the class as well. So Gary Slater will have to fight both Yukai racing cars to get back. Well, to keep his lead of the M class, his reigning lead, I should say.
Just look at this. Eric doesn't even see the team of the group of drivers behind him. Like they're battling like 4 people right behind him, but he doesn't see it because he's just getting away as they are battling. Sion KP also getting a bit away, it seems, at the moment. Oh. And Ada Yuki, however, seeing exactly what is happening right behind them with Gary Slater and Alzia, exactly following close, watching every move and trying to pounce on every opportunity. Oh, that was very close to the wall there, and the BMW in the back hitting the wall.
Definitely threading the needle there. I don't think you're gonna get a finger whiff in there, but well done for keeping it out the wall there. That's probably a bit too close for comfort, but looks like Gary Slater is setting up the inside. Oh, and there's a bit of contact. Oh, Avery Yuki off. Stewards are definitely gonna have a look about that one.
That was Ada Yuki, yes. It doesn't look like they hit the wall. Not from the
But,
bodywork, at least.
I can probably already tell you what's happening with the race steward's opinion on that. Is probably a penalty to Sweater. Oh, and a bit squirrely on the corner exit from Yuki there.
In the meantime, we have Sausage, who is still trying to make up positions to get into a battle with fellow pro-class drivers, April Carlswood and Alessandro Germani. But the next person is a very damaged Ferrari of Nabil Nazran driving for tracc.gr.
Oh, I'd say the well, I'm not sure about you, but when I did some laps with Mr. Nabil Nazran yesterday, he was doing well, but the damage definitely today is going to be hampering his performance. But you see Sosik is alright on the bumper of the Ferrari. It's very I don't know if I would like to be that close, but both drivers keeping it clean there.
Luckily, Sausage knows that they cannot overtake on the mountain. They didn't even try a single time, trying to go for a good exit here. Can they get past in the slipstream? No. It seems like Nabil got a better exit there.
I'd say both. My testing yesterday, I've noticed the Astons are a bit stronger on the straight here, so perhaps it was a setup tweak, but Nashran doesn't look as how should I put it, as weak on the straights, but Sosik perhaps looking for inside. Oh, a bit of a late one, but keeping it clean.
They kept it clean, they kept it safe, and the stewards are not going to have to look at that. Sausage now in front, coming onto the straight. Is Nabil having any battle for that? Does Nabil want to battle that? Or does Nabil maybe just want to follow? Oh, Nabil wants to battle, it seems.
He's definitely got the fighting spirit in him, but my question is it worth it to fight Sussex? Because they're not in the same class. You're literally fighting for overall and track position.
If I was right now the race engineer of Nabil Nazran, I would tell him, follow Sausage. Look at his lines, try to follow him as close as possible. That can get you up ahead, can get you a bit of safe space from Seong KP, who is just 6 seconds down the road.
I'll say, I think if we were to give an award for best comeback drive of the race so far, I'd say Jaska Sosik is a strong contender all the way back, and all the way back up to P11 with a damaged car, may I add.
That is very true. Managing to very much catch up to the battle ahead, which is still going on. Alessandro Germani looking to just be very comfortable following April Carlswood, it seems.
Perhaps a fuel-saving strategy. You never know. If
Maybe.
so, that's interesting, but... Oh, April Yuki is just hit the wall. Can we see what happened there? I think I have a good idea of what's happened, but...
seemed to leave the race.
Definitely too much damage. I can probably tell you what just happened there. It's probably lost the car coming out of the fast right-hander, and the rear end's just slipped out under braking. Probably. That's my best guess.
Probably. Unfortunately, couldn't see anything here on the replay. Well, further up ahead, we have currently the closest battle on track is Alessandro Germani and April Carlswood. We have 20 minutes of the race are over. Let's do a bit of a roll call. Let's see in Pro Class, we have April Rose leading the way. 6 seconds currently ahead of Robin Katzelberger. Then we have Albert Schurch in P3 in class. Dieringer currently in P4 with the Reiter, looking doing some very strong and consistent laps. April Carlswood, then Germani, Sausage, 6 seconds only behind Germani and Carlswood. Julian Metzner currently in 21st position after having a crash earlier. Rubia Corsa had a crash earlier, and Adrian Dubrovka was just a yellow flag. nothing big, it seems. However, Florian Horvath rounding out the grid of the pros. In silver, we have Scott Brewer, currently overall P3, followed by Moritz Hiccup, Mohammed Bintang, Isaac Ambros directly behind that. Nabil Nazran, Seong KP, and Prahasi are currently in the pits.
In the pits, going for an undercut perhaps. But talking about cars in the pits, Ruby Costa is not served their pits.
Maybe
Perhaps just fix damage.
I forgot to swap tires earlier. What was going on here?
Probably. Oh, but that's thank God there's no cars nearby. But I'd see yeah, that's probably the worst place to have an accident.
Very thankfully, no one is nearby. That was an Austin Powers. Pretty much.
That's one of the tightest bits of the track as well. But good. Yeah. Good that there was no cars coming by, because I think that would have gone very dirty very quickly.
Yeah, in any case, let's quickly also look at the AM class. We have Eric Gregis in the lead there, in front of Gary Slater, Rizkula Alzia, who just had a crash, then Andrew Fowler, currently still on the hill, Adrian Dubrovka, Daniel Beaucamp, and Bimo Aria rounding up the field.
Yeah. But I think after just losing one of the cars in Nukai Racing, it's very unfortunate. However, I think Umbras and Gregis are going to be still getting a good amount of points for that team today.
I mean, it's 2 drivers per team. How have they actually set it up? Okay, it seems like Gregis and Umbras are on the main Nukai Racing team or something.
I don't want to bring Formula 1 into this, but this is definitely like a Red Bull and the Toro Rosso kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the modern name because I do not like the name.
Yeah, what was it? Visa, MasterCard, all of them.
V-Carb.
All of the payment providers.
Visa, Cash App, Red Bull Racing, V-Carb.
Oh, and
but
that was
Adrian Dubrovka
track for Adrian Dubrovka. Let's take a look what happened there. Into the chase, completely on their own, just overshooting it a bit, getting a bit off track.
Yeah. Oh. Godzilla couldn't get stopped in time, but oh, no damage. Maybe a bit damage to pride, but apart from that, Mohammed Bintang also off right behind.
Oh,
but that is in the wall though. That's a very interesting. I think my best guess is they came off the first part of the car fine, or maybe it was unsettled and just. Yeah, that's a very strange way to spin. Scott Brewer.
Yeah, as the first of the front runner, Scott Brewer is now pitting. Also, Nabil Nazran is now in the pits, probably also repairing damage. So those are the first ones that are going for their normally scheduled pits.
Well, so give Moritz Hiccup the lead of the silver class, but Scott Brewer is just finished her pits. And Sion KP has got by, so they should be run bar to P16.
14,
overall,
I believe. That is 14, I believe. Is that Gary Slater there? Yeah, that's Gary Slater right now. So P14 for Scott Brewer.
In the golf racing car, which does not have a golf livery.
Yeah. And Gary Slater just letting Brewer pass there.
Oh, Brewer in the wall there, trying to get by. You see that? That's looks like is leaving room, but just
yeah.
Normally, you either let off or you brake slightly there, but no chance of that, or not enough of a lift or tap of the brakes.
I mean, if you have to overtake someone, it's really difficult to change
momentum.
The momentum. Yeah, but basically, at that point, you go into that corner still full on throttle. You brake slightly after that corner. So if you start braking while you're not hugging the inside wall there, you're going to hit the wall.
Exactly. But
Robin Katzelberg is now pitting.
We see that Germany and Karsel are still battling. Only 6 tenths between them.
That is true. And Sausage is now only 2 seconds behind them. So in 2 laps managed to catch up 4 seconds. That's going to be rather quick for Sausage to catch up there.
There's a blue flag for, I don't know what car that is. It's the Ferrari ahead, but Sosik is not playing games. This is, I'm trying to think of a drive like this, which is as good as this, which is not an easy Formula 1 reference. But if I were to reference it like Formula 1, this is like Sergio Perez in the Sakir Grand Prix in 2020. Getting spun very early on and flying all the way back to the lead. Might not see Sosa get into the lead, however, definitely making many positions like Perez did back in that race. Be very interesting.
And it seems like the pit cycle has not been very good to Adrian Dubrovka. We saw him in the pits as one of the first drivers today. However, he has not cleared his mandatory pit stop yet. So something must have gone wrong during that pit stop, as Prahastia is now trying to claw back the position after losing it to the pits.
Perhaps the same thing as Costa has happened to Dubrovka. Because I think, I don't remember, did Dubrovka have to tow? I know Acosta had to tow, but...
Dubrovka, I don't think Dubrovka towed, but probably just didn't take tires.
Probably. But Andrew Farrow in the pits. This will give Dubrovka a position, at least. Dubrovka.
Yeah, and who's that Mercedes there? Is that Isaac Ambras, the front runner, making his way through these blue-flagged cars? Interesting.
Well, being previous teammates with Isaac Ambras for the first half of last season of VTrack, for someone who doesn't have much sim racing experience, he's really gotten pace really quickly.
Well, fair. And another person who has really gotten pace really quickly is Sausage, who's now all over the back of Alessandro Germani.
This is going to give April Carswell a bit of breathing space. As you can see, there's already a gap building. Maybe just the presence of Sosik is giving Germani a bit of a headache.
I mean, to be fair, Germani and Carlsworth had something really good going. They're like a symbiotic relationship. Carlsworth just leading, Germani just following, just having a bit of fun. But now a new unknown variable is in the mix with Sosik. That immediately ruins the mental state that you have been able to get over the past 12 laps or 13 laps of the race.
As you could say that the battle between Germani and Carswell, as we say in English, got along like a house on fire. But Sosik going around the outside, and can he clear Germani? Looks like he is. Germani have a look inside? No. Sosik has got the line and after April Carswell now. Sion KP and Mike the Ranger both in the pits. This will give Sosik another position.
What is going on under the hood of that Aston Martin that it's so goddamn quick in the straight? Maybe the front aero damage reduced the drag. As Germani is now entering the pits.
And Adrian Dubrovka in the pits as well. Perhaps getting the tires.
And
our Reitner is currently going to be coming out the pits. Probably top 12, perhaps. Eric Grigas in the pits as well. Will Gary Sweater come to cover off Grigis, or will he... Nope, he is running longer. He wants that track position.
Yeah. But Duringer is now exiting the pits in P10, it seems.
Even better than my prediction. That's very well done.
And keep in mind that most of the people in front have not yet pit.
Holy cart spoke.
So, Aino Rose is now entering the pits.
I don't think... the thing is with Bathurst, it's a very short pit lane. And 30 seconds for a simple tire swap and perhaps maybe splash a few. I don't think that's going to be in L&A positions, but Albert George all the way up to P2 now.
He doesn't want the lead laps. He does not.
He perhaps sensing a master class, but it's going to give Mort's Hiccup or silver class driver the overall lead for the time being.
Indeed, and Moritz Hiccup is now in the lead because Aino Rose is still in the pits. So, Moritz getting his fair share of lead laps again. I mean, that is usually what Moritz does, waiting very late with the pits in order to get a bit off. What is that?
Oh, that's 4 cars. And that's Metzner. That's not Metzer. Hold on.
I think it was Scott Brewer actually involved in that.
Sosik was definitely involved in there as well.
Oh no. No, let's look at this. Nobody's coming.
So April Coswold, not April Coswold. Yeah, I think April Coswold. Though. Oh, the Stewards are definitely. Oh, and even went up on 2 wheels temporarily. I think the Stewards are definitely not going to be too pleased with Rafif. Well, Rafif. My apologies. But Sosik in the pits.
That's a very damaged Aston Martin.
The Croatian Rocket is well, that's probably damaged the steering because front end damage already.
I think Katzelberger was also involved in that because there was a black McLaren.
Wow, that's not going to be too good. But not too much damage if that's the case, because they're already at the pits.
No, but Aino Rose is up the mountain, and Katzelberger's out the pits. So...
April Consult,
so that
still
means...
has to do a pit, though.
But that also means that the writer is now ahead of Robin Katzelberger.
Are we manifesting a Reitler podium? Perhaps even P2, depending on how the rest of this race goes.
April Karlsvart still has to pit, and Alessandro Germani, who has already pit, is far behind Mike Dieringer. So, post-pits, it seems like Mike Dieringer is in P3 in class.
As a progress driver, Isaac Umbrus going in the pits. But as a progress driver yourself, how would you feel if you see a Reitner in your class? And overall, getting a podium. I know this is Michael the Ranger we're talking about, but
look,
the least strong GT3 car in this sim, and showing probably one of the hardest tracks in this game.
Look,
and it's just showing. I'll show you. And there's a drop through for speaking the pit.
I can tell you exactly what I think about seeing a writer in my class and even battling with me. I followed Mike Dieringer for quite a few laps around Laguna Seca 2 weeks ago. You don't think about that during racing. You just think, oh, that's a different car. That's a car that is challenging a very good driver on the head. The only thing that I'm thinking as a Bentley driver following a writer is, holy hell, that guy is braking so goddamn early that I cannot, still cannot overtake him. That is a bit annoying. That there's like. There was a different philosophy back in those days. Like, there was less aero. Aero was less developed than it is nowadays in the modern GT3s. So there's less downforce on this car. The braking is longer. And you can feel that on the straight, it's a missile, and under braking, it takes a bit longer. That is a bit infuriating if you cannot overtake that. However, it is very interesting to battle against, and Mike Dieringer is now currently in P6 overall, and 2 cars ahead still have to pit. So that is a rider looking to establish a legacy.
And only 2 seconds behind, I think it's Albert Jerd as well, if you can see him.
Now that is 11 seconds behind.
Is he?
Yeah. Albert Jerd's already on the straight. Yeah. The delta on the left is, of course, relative to the person in front, not to the total front. But yeah, we have a drive-through, as you mentioned earlier, for Prahastia. That is probably for track limits, though I'm not quite sure where the places are on Bathurst to get the track limits, except for in the walls.
I think it might have been speeding in the pit lane, in fact. Because after that big accident, we definitely wanted to pit it to fix the damage.
Right, yeah, but only slightly speeding. Because, of course, bigger speeding in the pit lane gives you a stop-go 30 penalty, or even a disqualification if you do it too aggressively.
Bob, you've been in this situation before. Well, I've been in the driving situation. You've been in the commentary situation. If we remember back to Imola, that's where I practically threw a win or a podium out straight in the bin from avoiding the slow car into the pit lane and accidentally speeding. So, I can now mention, since April Carlswood is currently in the pits, we have the writer on the pro podium right now. This is things which shouldn't happen, but are happening. But Ruby Acosta and Mort Hiccup have not taken their pit yet.
Yeah, Ruby Acosta, obviously having pit earlier because of damage, or having reset to pits, have had a bit of trouble. Of course, trying to find the rhythm now. Maybe going for a late pit stop to just swap the tires real quick. I mean, real quick. It's a fixed 30-second stop at that point. But yeah, possibly also looking out for if they hit the wall somewhere or another driver so they pit. No, just doing it right now. I think that's a different sort of commentator's curse, isn't it?
Perhaps we are race engineers. Perhaps she has the stream open and heard with just a reminder to do the pits, so you don't get it's a disqualified, isn't it? Or is it 30-second time penalty?
It is a time penalty that is different from track to track. Basically, the shorter the pits are, the shorter is the time penalty. On Spa, for example, it's the longest penalty. However, I'm not... Well, a bit more than that on Spa. I don't know how long it is on Bathurst. Oh, there's a BMW turned around on the descent. Who's that? That is Daniel Bokamp, our AM driver.
That's very unfortunate. I think that's given some damage to Nabil Nashran and the grip runners and the tracc.eu ex-grip runners car.
Let's see what has happened. Oh, just getting a bit unsettled over the grass here. Oh, but this is incredibly dangerous, because exactly at this position, this is completely the what you call it?
Line.
Well, it is a racing line, but it's also completely invisible. You cannot see that BMW is stood there because there's the barrier on the inside.
Corner.
It's
I think
totally
what you mean
blind.
to say it's a blind corner right there.
Exactly.
Very unfortunate for the Bo Nashran. But the 2 cars behind have definitely, Eric Grigas and Gary Slater have definitely been very fortunate to not get any damage from that. Stopped in time. But this is the lead for the AM class.
It is the battle for the lead in AM class. Gary Slater for Yandere Racing and Eric Gregas for Yukai Racing are battling it out. Gary Slater, of course, won the last 2 races and wants to make it 3 for 3.
Well, I'm not sure who I support in this battle. Someone I've shared a car with recently. Mr. Eric Regis, or do I champion my fellow Scotsman? That's a question that should be asked.
Even more interesting, the race leader, Aino Rose, is just a corner behind these two people. So he's going to catch up in a few laps time at the latest. And there's another yellow flag. What is happening here? It is coming out of the chase again. Oh no.
Oh, right into the wall.
And someone's coming now.
Oh, it was the same. Oh my goodness.
What's that? That was Robin Katzenberger again.
I think I got a bit nervous when I saw it was the same work that happened from the accident last time, the same corner. But Katzenberger, very unfortunate, second time in a row.
So let's see what's going on here. Why did they not see what was coming?
Just probably too much speed.
I mean, there was the yellow flag out. Yellow flag means go slow.
I think it means reduced pace. However, I think that's definitely that's probably chucked Robin Cartel out of the top 5 of the pro class, depending how much damage that is. That's all front end damage.
It was quite a heavy blow on the front. Also, the Lamborghini of Prahastia is exiting the pits again. Yeah, it seems like they are.
Very unfortunate, because that's the second. I had to stop with 30. Let's speak in the pit lane.
Yeah, and I think the damage doesn't seem very repaired. I think that is the day over for Prahastia then.
And very unfortunate for our old factory Lamborghini driver. Number 42 Lamborghini, but right on board with Adrian Dubrovka and Godzilla.
Trying to catch up to Adrian Fowler, yeah, for P3 in class of the M.
I think this will be, you can mistake me if I'm wrong here, but I think this might be Adrian Dubrovka's first podium in the tracc.eu race if he gets to third.
Let me actually check that real quick.
The king of the V12 Vantages in a Datsun, can he get his first podium?
Yes, because the past 2 races, both of them, Adrian went P4 in class.
Well, I don't want to sound biased, but I would love to see Adrian Dubrovka on the podium. Very, he's been here a long time. I think it's finally time that he gets a podium.
Maybe the newly BOP'd Nissan can bring him there. Adrian Fowler? No, Andrew Fowler ahead. Of course, in the Mercedes.
Adrian Fowler and
Andrew Dubrovka. Yes. So Adrian Dubrovka getting a bit of a worse exit out of T1, and that is bad because this next corner would be one of the well, it would be an okay opportunity to pass. In all fairness, not the best one.
You can see that the GTR is just coming closer, a bit of slipstream. The GTR is fast. It is a proper quick car with numerous updates. But will Andrew Power in the Merc? Oh, it's going right! He's going to get Adrian Dubrovka P3 in the M class. What a move! What a good strike of luck. And he's going. Oh,
yeah, that was a blue flag. That was a blue flag moment there. Yeah, just letting cars.
I think myself. Why is he letting a car by? But you'll have to see that Adrian Dubrovka on the podium as it stands at the moment.
Yeah, Andrew Fowler right behind them. Can Andrew Fowler manage to catch up to them? We will have to check later because Gary Slater is again back on Eric Gregis. Let's watch them through the mountain section. They're coming up into Skyline, which is then where it goes downhill. These few left-handers here. And this is upcoming now Skyline. You can see why it's named like that. Beautiful skyline of the mountains.
I think that's a new Rose or Eva Carzold in the Queen's Design Ferraris ahead, getting held up by traffic. Perhaps, hopefully, that Gary Sawyer and Eric Grigas don't get held up in the same traffic.
It is Einol Rose right behind Nabil Nazran.
That is 4 Ferraris on track in a row. Can you tell that 1.9 definitely didn't favor a certain few cars? But
it definitely didn't favor. Well, it did favor the Bentley. In all honesty, I like driving the car now much more again. But yeah,
Gary Sweater catching up a little bit.
Still nobody's driving the Bentley. Totally not biased towards Bentley.
I mean, there is somebody driving the Bentley, just not in this race. But this is going to be a Corsa, I feel like. Sweater versus Grigas.
There was just a yellow flag here for Morris Hiccup. Let's see if anything happened. Oh!
Oh! Oh, kept the clean though.
That was a majestic save there. Hopefully there wasn't too much damage.
Majestic bounce off the wall.
Indeed. Now Alessandro Germani is back. Is back on the back of April Carlsvard. Those two, well, for Alessandro Germani has gotten a rather good look at the rear of April Carlsvard Ferrari during this race. So
I was going to say something, but
no. Let's agree not to.
That's definitely quote-worthy, but anyways,
but yeah, I'm just wondering whether Germani is just trying to stay behind them because they know they have similar pace, and just trying to go for a move towards the last lap, like a very late move to get that P4 in class.
Perhaps he's trying to catch cars with napping, but perhaps, like I said earlier, perhaps Germani might be just trying to save fuel. You never know.
No,
I think that's a bit too long for saving fuel. He might be overfueled if that's the case.
I'll be absolutely honest. If you're trying to catch April Carlsvard off guard, better try next time, or with another driver, because I have raced April last season quite a few times. For example, around Valencia, which was a great race, by the way, great circuits, Ricardo Domo, and April is very clean, very consistent, very focused. Not the fastest driver, but so absolutely consistent. It is just wonderful to witness. Like, sometimes I would have...
Germani, I think.
Sorry?
I think that was a better... Sorry for interrupting, but I think Germani just got a better run for that car. Oh! It's just a... I'm not sure if that was a brush to the wall, but... If so, that's... I don't know, that's just too close for call, you know?
That was very close. Too close for comfort, definitely. A bit scrapped there on the left.
Saying.
Yeah, April is an absolute safe driver. Oh, as that rear of the BMW gets unsettled. We can see Germani is, well, he's having quite a bit of trouble getting that BMW to stay without traction control engaged. But yeah, you are not going to catch April Carlsvard sleeping. Like, that is just not going to happen.
Perhaps you could call her the computer driver, but you never know. Stranger things can happen. So, like, currently we have a Reitner in P3 in the Pro.
There's a very damaged Nabil Nazran. What happened there? Ooh. Hitting the wall quite heavily there, having to let go of quite a few positions. And now Nabil Nazran in the pits.
They were running P10 overall at the time, but good thing that no other cars got collected in that. Nice to see, it was nice and clean from the others.
Indeed. Robin Katzelberger, however, is now on the back of two AM drivers. We know how quick Katzelberger can be. How are
I'm
they
just-
going to wait for the moment, or are they going to force something? I hope
thinking,
for the first.
No, I think Sweater's going to let him by. I think what Sweater might try and do is what Carson will buy and try and follow his line and try and catch Grigis snapping.
Well, let's see.
What's nap? Waps and naps.
Huh?
What's a waps and naps, perhaps?
Okay.
But I think Sweater is definitely going to try. He might try the idea that I presented. Oh, what's a little bit? It's right inside from Carlsberger.
That would be the smart thing to do, to just try and stay with a faster driver. And I think Gary Slater is an intelligent driver. But you also need to be able to execute. And it looks like Gary Slater lost a bit of ground now to Robin Katzelberger, as they are immediately right up the back of Eric Regis.
Just look at the pace difference of Katzelberger. It's lovely.
No,
Keeping the car under control. Keeping it in control of me.
yes, and another thing, absolutely lovely of them to not force anything through any corners where you cannot overtake at all. There we go.
Ooh.
Waiting for the exit of Forest Elbow, going onto the straight. That is how you do it on Bathurst, everyone. That is how you do it. You don't force it on the mountain. You just wait for your opportunity on the exit onto a straight or into the braking zone after a straight.
I think you can see the Sweater is really in Eric Grigas with a bit of a slipstream.
That is indeed true. Very close now.
What I've noticed is between these two, I think Grigas might be running a little bit more aero because Metzner having a bad exit off the last corner. But
it's a bit more than that.
I mean, I was right. Bad exit. And,
Fair enough.
But what I was going to say is, I think if you've noticed that Grigas is a bit quicker in the corners, he might be running a bit more aero than Sweater, because Sweater can just reel him in the straights, but Grigas can make a bit of gap in the corners. Ooh.
As
that we just saw.
It looks like there was an overtake just now.
Oh, and Slater is by.
Slater just went by while we were watching the replay of struggling Julian Metzner. So now what is going to be interesting is Gary Slater actually faster?
I think it has 7 minutes for his third race win in a row. Or we see a brand new winner in the tracc.eu stratosphere. Oh, that's a Ferrari spinning.
Let's see what happened here. The side-by-side, Aldizia and Aria. Oh, the Ferrari going a bit off circuit there.
Oh, there's a
Bit
tap.
of a touch on the exit. Oh, I'm hesitating to say anything about that. That would have to be looked at from several different angles in order to make up your mind on what's going on there.
I think, but I've just noticed CRCX Bingo Racing Division 2. So this, I think this collaboration project racing team has 2 divisions.
Yeah,
like
seems
UK
like
Racing does.
It definitely seems like it. And what is happening here? Sion KP is now in the pits.
In the Ridge Racer themed McLaren.
Yeah.
I would say that a Ferrari would kind of look like a car from Ridge Racer as well. Perhaps it is.
Perhaps, and with only 6 minutes left to go and currently no really close battles on the circuit. Oh, there's a bit of an exit.
Yeah, no, that's it was a bit wonky, but clean, but wonky.
They are not on the same lap, if I see this correctly. That will be the...
I think it was Slater who's just made their way by.
That's the Ferrari of Slater. And we see, where is Gregis? Gregis is 2 seconds behind already. And Adrian Dubrovka just had a yellow flag. Let's see what happened there. Oh, just getting a bit unsettled on the exit.
Oh, he kept the queen, though.
Yeah. What?
What?
I think there was just a replay bug there. Or maybe internet connection leaving for just a second.
I was about to say, how did he get to the pits and back straight on track that quickly?
Oh,
There's
Andrew
blue flags for
Fowler.
foul.
Yeah, there was a bit of a yellow flag here. Maybe some incident here coming up to Skyline. Ooh, yeah, the curb. That curb.
So, slight touch to the wall. But, still clean, though. Oh, Julian Metzner again at Forest Elbow.
Yeah, let's see. Following Andrew Fowler, actually.
Andrew Fowler.
Let's see. Oh, getting unsettled under the brakes. I think actually hit maybe that that bump that you mentioned earlier. Yes.
Perhaps.
Oh god, and still not turned around after 15 seconds of replay. Ooh. Not the best day for CRF. Julian Metzner, of course, now getting into an incident. Robin Katzelberger having been involved in multiple incidents today. Just two of the many drivers today that have been rather unfortunate. Einor Rose, in the meantime, has been able to keep it rather clean, still leading the race. There was just a bit of screen time for her so far. That was in the start of the race when Robin Katzelberger was, of course, on her trails. However, that quickly ended.
I think if you recall to the start of the race, remember on the formation lap how I made a prediction, which I think at the moment still looks true with the last 3.5 minutes left to go. Scott Brewer is on the overall podium, and at this rate, if he keeps it up, he'll be the winner of the silver class.
That is true. Scott Brewer is looking very strong today. Has been looking very strong since qualifying, maybe actually in practice too. But yeah, Scott Brewer, I mean, really seems to like Bathurst. Also, it surely helps that the McLaren is rather strong in a straight line.
I'd say it's strong in the corners, but it is in a straight line. However, I think we can't forget that T-Prix in the pro class and overall P5, Mark the Ranger and the Reitner is running 2 of 3s effortlessly. And his last lap was his best lap, I think it was there.
That is correct. His last lap was his best lap. It seems like on low fuel, the Reiter really comes to its own.
Well, for being a Lamborghini which has been under production for over 10 years, this thing is flying really quickly. Perhaps Michael Deringer is lives a double life as the Stig. You never know.
Ah, yes. Mike Deeringer, Michael Collins. Both the Mikes.
That's it's not confirmed, but it is a theory.
Michael Collins is the name of the
You
Stig,
mean
right?
Ben Collins?
Sorry, Ben Collins. Was it Ben Collins and not Michael Collins? Oh my god.
Ben Collins.
Collins. At least I got Collins correctly. But yeah.
But well, I don't know what to say. The Gallardo outclassing the only Huracan in the field, and cars are a lot newer than it.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Gallardo is still competitive.
Perhaps in the right hands, it sure seems like it. Maybe not in the alien ranks, but surely in this class here. In this class of racing that we're doing. One other name that should not be forgotten is Albert George, who's currently in P2 in Pro class, and right behind Julian Metzner, it looks like.
I think who will prevail? The one of our race stewards or a graphics mastermind.
Now, of course, all of the on-stream graphics you saw today were made by Albert George. He's also a very skilled livery maker. That livery that he's currently driving, he made that. Oh!
What a
Holy
good
hell!
race by Albert Church.
Leaders on final lap now.
I think Albert Church definitely using his experience there and avoided that. Perhaps that was Metzner just perhaps the last second he saw Andrew Fowler, but it was too late. He was already off.
Oh my, holy hell, that was a jump scare for us. I wonder how much of a jump scare it must have been for Albert Judge, seeing one car spinning off circuit and the other car literally blocking the entire track by being sideways.
But the leader of Final Formula definitely getting very good points today. P2 in class, P3 overall. I will say, I'm just curious because well, you remember, I was looking into trying to race today, and I was doing the V12 Vantage. I'm curious how to see where I would have ended up in this stacked field.
Well, that mostly probably depends on whether you could have kept it clean for the entire race. Like, I think that is pretty much for midfield and below the most important metric. Oh!
Oh! That is Germani. Trying to move on Carzult. Didn't work.
Oh, no, 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 no! Oh!
Bing Tang. Did he get any damage there? Oh, Germani's riding the wall. I think that's day over on the last lap as well.
I think this looks like a hardware failure to me. Like, stuck gas and stuck to the left. Maybe fixed now, hopefully.
Oh.
In any case, Aino Rose is crossing the finish line to be, with exactly 30 laps, our race winner for today. The champion of last season is the overall and pro class winner. And it looks like Scott Brewer, who's currently coming down the straight, which I know for a fact is not the mountain straight, but the other straight, looks to be P2 overall and P1 in silver class, which is a great showing from the silver class driver. Rather inconsistent in recent times, but it looks like the odd races are for them, as they will be coming around for the start-finish straight right now. And right behind that, just a bit behind that, we have Albert George, P2 for Pro Class and P3 overall. Great showing from the Hungarian.
The winner of Pan Am Formula definitely will love that, as we see more hiccup for the Hikari Racing Team. First, we'll get a P2 in the silver class, P4 overall. Lovely stuff. And the one and only Mike the Ranger in Will Reitner, P3 in the pros and P5 overall.
You love to see it.
Lovely performance by the Ranger, as always.
You love to see it. And we have Isaac Ambras in P6, P3 in class. We have April Carlsworth in P4 Pro, Bintang in P4 Silver, and Gary Slater having his third win of the season in AM class.
I will say, I want to know what happened to Gregis, because he had the pace, but perhaps he just fell off.
And maybe Gregis was just the cork in the bottle for Gary Slater for a long while of that. Like Gary, not wanting to do anything stupid and overtake unsafely, just waiting for his opportunity. Like it's a 60-minute race, there will be ample of opportunity.
I don't think I've ever heard of someone ever being described as a cork in the bottle. That's a new one for me.
What do you usually say?
I don't know, but a cork in the bottle, I've never heard that one before.
I mean, that is usually what you say if there's like a train of cars behind one other driver, isn't it?
No?
The front driver is the cork of the bottle.
I don't think I've ever heard that one, but...
All right, fair enough. The race is over. There have been many great great things. We have seen many great overtakes. Unfortunately, many incidents as well. But I really like that, to be quite honest. This was a very interesting race. Quite a bit of exhausting for my vocal cords, but that is a good thing, because that means it must have been entertaining. I really liked seeing the writer being up as far as it was, and Gary Slater is showing to be a real powerhouse of his class. I think those are like the two main talking points for me today. What did you most enjoy today, Jordan?
There's too much to name, to be honest. I thought it was a brilliant race. Very action-packed. Just classic tracc.eu racing. Really good stuff.
Well, classic. Okay. As you say classic, I'm going to have to look at the stewarding sheet.
I mean, we'll look about that after the race. We'll come over here.
I'm currently looking at the stewarding sheet, and there's only 21 recorded incidents, which is collisions between different cars. I mean, that is fair. Most of the collisions were probably just people hitting the wall, and after that, a bit of avoidance. But yeah, it looks like there were a few rather major collisions, at least, where the stewards are going to have to take a look.
Yes, but I think I've just heard some news that from our Discord that sadly Avano EAB would have Avano essentially, I should say, would had another driver in the race, but sadly server issues. But never know, we'll hopefully see that next time around.
Yeah. All in all, I think this was a great race to witness. I hope all of you in the chat have enjoyed the race too. Thanks everyone for being here, for watching this, and for following. And if you're watching this afterwards, after having raced in this, thank you so much also for racing, for being a part of the community. We are very thankful to have each and every one of you as part of tracc.eu, and I think that is a good word of ending for this stream, as Mike Deeringer is the only one left in the server, the writer, the one and only, the greatest car in the field, apparently.
To quote what's his name again? Is it what's his name? To quote, he is still standing after all this time.
And he's gone.
Oh.
In any case, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Jordan, for being here with me today on very short notice, but we're not going to go deeper into that.
Let's say the iconic duo is back for once.
The iconic duo. Okay, fair enough. In any case, this has been a great race. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the racetrack for the next race.